another attempt at a video game movie which stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and is directed by Brad Peyton, who is known for directing movies such as San Andreas. Dwayne Johnson plays primatologist Davis Okoye, who's in charge of an anti-poaching unit and is good friends with an albino gorilla named George. He's been taking care of him since around his birth. Well, one night, George, along with two other animals, are infected with a mysterious gas from scientific research, causing him to change into a raging monster, leaving destruction of whatever's in his path. The Rampage video game franchise is a fun one. I happen to own the Rampage that came out for the Wii back in 2006. I always had such a good time with that video game when I was in second grade. We know Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is usually in movie roles that are quite ridiculous, very far-fetched. This movie Rampage looked no different. Everything seemed to be over the top, non-stop. I mentioned Brad Peyton also directed the movie San Andreas, which keeps no realism whatsoever throughout that film. This movie Rampage goes down the same exact route. There is nothing that feels realistic here. Everything is so beyond belief that you cannot take it seriously. It's a very silly idea. These monsters are destroying everything. Dwayne Johnson is very good in this role. I never have complaints with Dwayne Johnson's acting ability. He has a lot of charisma. He is hands down one of the best parts to Rampage, and something else I really liked from this movie was his friendship with this gorilla George. This man-to-ape friendship seemed to be very authentic. Nothing felt fake. The only problem I had with their friendship in this movie was we didn't get more time with them when George was normal. Most of this movie is when George is already all crazy. I get it, you don't want to have any time to waste, you want to get right to the point, but for this movie, I could have cared so much more had George been more humanized for the first at least 20 minutes. There could have been so much more underneath the surface with this friendship had George not been infected so fast. When we talk about what's entertaining with Rampage, the last 10 minutes is by far where this movie is at its best. There is about 20 to 30 minutes where these animals are just attacking the city of Chicago, but then when they start attacking each other, that's where the movie gets so much more entertaining. I don't care about these monsters raging through Chicago, killing people. Yeah, it's somewhat entertaining, but when I see monsters fighting on the screen, that is so much more fun. You look at Godzilla from 2014, nobody cared when the monsters were raging through the United States of America. All they cared about was when Godzilla was face to face with these monsters. Which is where I start diving deep into my negatives. This is a movie that feels and looks exactly like a video game at times. There are some shots that are so horrendous with the CGI. They look like they are 2D. Some of the shots here look like they were taken out of the 2006 video game. That's how bad some of these shots are. The dialogue is no better. There's plenty of awkward dialogue moments where the characters try to come off as funny. Not much of the dialogue here is clever, nor is it funny. It's pretty much stupid. A lot of characters here are also very dumb. There's about 2 or 3 times where a certain character is bringing together a team to take down the giant wolf, this giant gorilla, but for some reason, they don't realize that these monsters are indestructible. It's gonna end up very badly for their teams. How stupid could you possibly get? People have seen these monsters destroy so many things, and they refuse to believe it. They actually think they can take down these monsters with bullets. Following this, one of the other really bad pieces to Rampage is this whole corporate subplot. It gives a reason for why this mysterious gas exists, and it's all about the money. But at the end of the day, these villains were so bad, none of it mattered. I was so bored. You could have come up with something so much better, so much less stupid, and something that I actually would have been more entertained for in terms of villains and an idea behind why this mysterious gas exists to make these monsters become what they are and to rage across America. But no, for some reason there is all these corporate scenes thrown in here. Why do I care? Ladies and gentlemen, the best part of Rampage does not come until the last 20 to 30 minutes. After that, this movie is completely stupid, very idiotic. Besides Dwayne Johnson, who is always good, I can never complain about that guy. He is truly one of the best I've seen in Hollywood recently. I loved him as a wrestler. I'm still a wrestling fan to this day. He will always be one of my favorites when it comes to entertainment. But in this movie, there was nothing saving it. He was great. I love the Gorilla George here. But besides that, Rampage was not a very good movie. I'm gonna give Rampage a 51%. That might seem a little bit generous, but I have to say I was entertained from the last 20 to 30 minutes. Other than that, though, this movie doesn't have too much that's said to be good besides maybe Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and the Gorilla George. This movie is pretty much a cartoon. Alright, so have any of you guys seen Rampage? If you have, let me know down below in the comment section what your opinion is on it. If you are new to my channel, click that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.